Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khairan, brothers and sisters, for joining us on this webinar. Today is our part 8 series of Hajj on the Move. Today's subject will be Hajj sickness and leaving Makkah. Without further delay, I will pass it on to Brother Harun. If you have not watched our previous parts, Hajj on the Move series that we have been doing, please definitely go and check those out as well. Part 7, I know a lot of people have asked for the recording. It is available on our YouTube channel on 2 parts because that was a long session, part 1 and part 2. So you can definitely watch both of them as well. And inshallah, after this part 8, we do have part 9 and 10 today as well. Inshallah, without further delay, I will pass it on to Brother Harun.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone. I know many of you have been taking out your valuable time to join these sessions and to better prepare for your upcoming journey for Hajj. Till this time, we have covered everything from leaving your home, arriving in Saudi, Medina first, Makkah first, and the transportations that happen in the middle. We covered logistics of Medina. We covered the logistics of Umrah. We also did logistics of Hajj as well too. And at this time, now we're moving on to actually completing our journey and the actions we need to take and actually ending off this journey. So we're almost at the end. Just a little bit more information that we need to provide to you so you have a complete set of what to expect during the whole journey, inshallah. So today's topic, we are covering Hajj sickness and departing, leaving Makkah. What to expect after Hajj? So many of you actually, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Everyone's going to end up getting sick. At the minimum, you will have a cough. This is something that you cannot escape. You cannot do anything. Our bodies are exhausted and it reacts in a different way for everyone. You may get slight fevers. You may get body pains, exhaustion. Please refer to the medical seminar. Carry your medication. This is something that is very important. Carry maybe some antibiotics. I always like to carry Z-Pack with me. Doctors may also prescribe you some steroids, whatever it may be. Just make sure you consult with your doctor before you take any of those medications. But you will get sick. This is like pretty much a guarantee. This is consider this a part of the journey. This is something that some people will end up getting sick during the days of Hajj, but many will end up getting sick, if not all, right after Hajj. So your body is completely exhausted. So you really need to prepare mentally for this, because if you're not prepared mentally, if you think you're gonna go there and you're just gonna come back and everything's gonna be okay, it never works out like that. You will end up getting sick. So please make sure you're carrying medication with you so you can combat that while you are sick. And of course, you have the cough drop that comes in handy. I always carry some flu medication because it has like a little bit of everything in there. It really works out. Maybe even carry some PM Tylenol or something like that, so you can get some good night rest too after the Hajj, because you will need this stuff. And many of you will be preparing to actually leave. Some of you may have one day, some of you may have 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, depending on what package you're in. So you have that short stretch of days left over in Makkah, and you will feel the burden of the sickness actually get onto you. So combat through it. You just have one small leg to push for your journey, and then you are almost done over there. So once you have completed, you're getting close to actually departing from Makkah. For anyone that has booked a Medina First package, and if you still have some shopping to do, maybe you wanted to get a particular gift for your family, your friends, or for your maybe some scholars, some local scholars, or somebody that assists you, whatever it may be, take care of your final shopping because you may not get that time to do so. Make sure you have these things done well in advance. So if you are in a Medina First package, definitely get done with the shopping. And this is for everyone. before you're leaving Makkah, it is wajib to perform tawaf al-wida, your farewell tawaf. And this moment is a very emotional moment. You may have gone to Umrah before, but generally speaking, from the Western countries, the packages are much shorter. People go for a very short period of time, and this may be the longest trip that you actually have to Saudi Arabia, visiting Medina and Makkah. So this is a very emotional part of the journey, because especially when you're leaving Medina, you have that emotions as well too. But it's especially when you have that final stretch where you're actually leaving, and you get that realization. I have spent so many days, I have performed Hajj, I have gone through the rituals, I have gone through every single thing that I need to do for completing my Hajj. And at this time, you will feel it, where it's like, okay, this is coming to end of the journey. And when you are like a few days before this, you're going to be missing your family, maybe you're missing your kids, your spouse, whoever it may be. And when you get to this part, you will start getting emotional, because at this time, especially if you're departing from Makkah and going to the airport to go back home, you will feel, I'm leaving these holy lands, and when will I come back? And don't be too fearing with this. Always make dua to Allah, especially when you're performing your tawaf al-wida, for your farewell tawaf. Ya Allah, invite me again. Make it so I may come here often and come and do a visit, come and visit the Kaaba and do tawaf, do umrah, do Hajj again, and go and give salam to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Give me more opportunities. So utilize this time to make dua to Allah, so Allah may invite you again. This is one of those important parts of the journey, and we cannot stress this enough. This is a very important ritual. It is wajib. You do have to do this ritual before you leave. And there are some things to understand about the tawaf al-wida. It's a normal tawaf. You do it in your normal clothes. You will go make 7 rounds of the Kaaba. You will follow the same rituals that you do when you do the tawaf for the umrah, which we have covered in details. But the only difference is you're in regular clothes. You go, you make 7 rounds of the Kaaba, and then after that, you pray the 2 rakats, and you are done. And also, another fact is, you can actually combine this with the tawaf ziyarah, the tawaf you will be doing for your Hajj, most likely on the 10th, 11th, or the 12th of Zulhijjah. And for the elderly and for the sick, it will be even later, maybe on the 13th, 14th of Zulhijjah. So keep these things in mind. You should make your intention during tawaf ziyarah, even though if you know you have time. So this way, in case you fall very sick, you can go ahead and if you're feeling well, you go and you perform your tawaf al-wida again, no problem. Always make the niyyah for tawaf al-wida. You can go visit haram, you can go pray in haram, you can do all the activities after you perform tawaf al-wida. So there is nothing to worry about this farewell tawaf, but have it out of the way. This is a very important ritual, especially if you're in the Aziziyah hotels. You want to get it done as soon as possible, so you're relaxed after that and you don't need to worry too much. All you need to do is make intention when you're performing your tawaf ziyarah as well. Moving ahead, you will have to start preparing for your departures. We do advise you to complete your tawaf al-wida well in advance. 15 hours is just the benchmark that I'm talking about, but you should have this done well in advance. Let's say if you're departing on May 1st, on May 31st, you should have been done with this, completed with this, and everything. And if you have a flight early morning for May 1st, you're going to be departing in the evening of June 1st if you have your flight. Don't hold me on to that. Let me correct myself. If you have your departure flight back home on June 1st, you're leaving Makkah, you should have your tawaf al-wida done on May 31st, the day before, and try to do it in the early hours of the day rather than leaving for the late hours. These departures, they happen generally. You should be ready and good to go. And later on, inshallah, we will be covering how long before the buses leave and all this kind of stuff. So you're better prepared, inshallah. And like I mentioned before, you can still go to haram, you can still go pray in haram, you can still go perform more tawafs, you can do whatever you need to do, but you need to get this tawaf out of the way. Your luggages should also be packed in advance, and anything urgent that you need, any medication that you take regularly, make sure you have it with you, meaning put it in your book bag, put it in your hand carry, put it in something that you will be keeping with you, so when the luggages are collected, you're not worried about it. Oh, I need this, I need that. And as we have been advising, please make sure to keep the passport with you at this moment. But of course, if you are planning to go to Haram again, leave it in your room, leave it in your book bag. But before you depart, you should have that passport in your hand. Double check, triple check, quadruple check. You need to make sure you have that passport nice and secure. Uh, this is a point that we have been talking about for a very long time. Anytime you are moving between cities, meaning you are changing your hotel or if you're departing or anything like that, you should have your passport with you. Avoid carrying your passport into Masjid Nawawi. Avoid carrying your passport into Masjid Al Haram. Avoid carrying your passport to Mashayar when you go for the Hajj days. Leave your passport in the room. Your passport is the last thing somebody is going to look to steal. And then, other than that, there are cameras in all the hallways in all the hotels, including the standard hotels. If you're in Azizia hotels, it does not matter. There are cameras everywhere. Something goes missing, something goes lost. The hotel security team will rewatch the tapes and see what exactly happened. Did anyone enter your room? Who entered your room? When did they enter your room? All these things will be checked. Even in Umrah groups, I'm actually going to talk about a case where to give you a better understanding. We will be standing with you if you lose any of these things to make sure we can have these things handled. So I had one passenger travel with me. I believe this was maybe a year and a half ago. I believe it was a November group. So they came, everything was smooth, and all of a sudden they tell me it was a father and son. They had their private room, and they told me they lost their passport. I'm like, okay, no problem, inshallah. I told them, go. First thing you need to do is check in your room. They checked completely. They checked everything behind furniture. Everything was checked. I was like, okay, no problem. Let's go. We informed the hotel security team. We informed the duty manager. We told them, please check the cameras. This is the room number. Check the breakfast area. This time they were in the breakfast area. Maybe they may have dropped it over there. So the hotel checked there. They were not able to find anything. They said we cannot release the tapes to you unless you get a police report. I advised the judge. They do their due diligence. No need to get involved with that. Then we went to the clock tower security team to see maybe if they dropped it in the clock tower, or maybe if the lost and found office actually found it. So no luck over there. Then we actually went to Haram and we went to the lost and found office for Haram. We were not able to find it over there either. At the end of the day, I gave them one option. I was like, look, we have to go to the U.S. Embassy in Jeddah and we need to get you that temporary passport. But unfortunately, that option will not be available. Most likely will not be available in this Hajj. So it's very highly advisable to follow the things we're telling you so you don't lose these documents. End of the day, at the last attempt, he made a police report. He wanted to see the tapes himself in the hotel. I told him, let me check your room once. We went inside, we checked. He only had a book bag with him. That's all he traveled with. I was like, do you mind if I check your book bag? He was like, I checked it a million times, but it's up to you if you want to check it. I was like, okay, no problem. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to touch anything. Just open the zips and just check in front of me. And then he checked one section. He skipped the second one. He's like, there's nothing in here. I never keep anything in here. He checked rest of the bag, 3, 4 sections. I was like, please open that section. And the passport was there. So there is ways to actually go and work with different teams and everything, but I have seen even cases in like 2016, 17. I remember one Haji lost about $9,000 cash in Haram. Alhamdulillah, they found it, but don't take these risks. What if you don't find it? This is the main question that comes in. So as we suggested you in the previous session, don't carry anything with you that you would regret losing. Losing a couple of $100 makes no difference. Alhamdulillah, we don't come from a place where this will affect us as bad, but losing thousands will affect all of us. So please make sure you are protecting yourself. And I'm just putting in this advice. I know this was from a previous session, but I'm going to go ahead and continue, inshallah. So for the Hujjaj that have already been to Medina, you will be departing to the airport. And I get this question every year: why are we departing 12 hours before our departure time? Well, it doesn't make any sense. So if your flight is at 1 a.m., you will be leaving the hotel at 1 p.m. If your flight is at 1 p.m., you will be departing the hotel at 1 a.m. These are rules and regulation that have been set by the Ministry of Hajj, the service provider, the guides. We have no power into this to actually do anything. We must follow what the Ministry of Hajj says. Maybe something may change. We don't know yet. But these are the general guidelines that we received from the Ministry of Hajj. I don't know what the exact timings will be for this year, but for the last, I would say like 10 years, 12 years, this is the time that we have been following, and I have not seen this change. Another advice is do not purchase your Zamzam from Makkah or from Medina. The Zamzam that is included in all the packages across Nusuk, those are small bottles of Zamzam that will give you in the hotel. This is not Zamzam that you actually take back with you back to the US. There is, if you have gone to Umrah before, there is a separate packing. It's a white carton box with like a plastic wrapped Zamzam inside. It's 5 liters. You take that back home. That's the only Zamzam they will allow you to check in. So don't go and buy local Zamzam. That will actually, they will refuse the check-in, and then you will still have to go and buy it at the airport. And this is a very important fact. I cannot explain this enough. Every time I see this at the airport, people are carrying their Zamzam water bottles, and it looks the same. The only difference is the packing is not the legal travel approved packing that you get at the airport. You will find it in Bin Dawood. You will find it in many of the local grocery stores, the bakhalas over there. You will find those Zamzams over there. But those Zamzams are good if you don't want to go refill in Haram. You buy one of those Zamzams and you can use them throughout the trip to drink from that Zamzam. So those Zamzams play a different role, but the Zamzam you get at the airport, this is something completely different, and they will not allow you to check in any local Zamzam that you purchase. You will need that special pack Zamzam that will that's the only Zamzam they will allow you at the airport. So my point is, don't waste your time purchasing it. If you want to purchase it, it's up to you, but they will not allow it at the airport. So for the Makkah first packages, there are some additional activities left, and then inshallah in part 9 we will go into more details. But for now, I'm going to cover some of those things. So for the people who are Makkah first packages, so you started your package in Makkah, you will be departing to Medina. So expect departure times to change. This is something that happens so often. It's actually going to feel ridiculous. Like you may think like, are my guide or the service provider even trying? But unfortunately, not everything is in our hands, in the service provider's hands. Things change constantly. So expect departure times to change all the time. You will be given a time. Maybe you depart 2 hours before. Maybe you may depart half an hour before, 1 hour before. Because generally speaking, it's not your one group that will be departing. It will be 10 groups that are departing. So they will assign, let's say group, let's say package, 005. I'm just giving this as an example. There's 500 Hujjaj in this package. So approximately 11 buses will go. So they will say, okay, your group, this guide's group is going first. Please have your Hujjaj ready. Maybe they'll get 5 buses initially, but from the back end, then they may end up sending 7 buses, 2 extra buses. So the departure time may change for the upcoming groups as well too. So keep these facts in mind. These are not things that are in the control. Maybe there was no traffic and more buses became available, and they are able to use that. Follow the instructions of your guide. They will be letting you know full details. This will actually make your life easy too. They will let you know early departures, late departures, approximate timings. All this information flow will be coming from your guide. Most departures for Medina, they generally do occur before Zohar prayer. So in the morning hours is generally when all the Hujjaj are actually moving to Medina. These are some checklists, especially if you're going by bus. I know most people will be traveling by bus. Very few people are going by train. It's pretty much the same checklist that we have when you're actually departing. Anytime you're going on a bus with a long trip, carry light snacks, carry some fruits with you, something to drink. Make sure you have your phone fully charged, cables to charge devices as well too. Carry a power bank, make your life easy. Keep some headphones, so in case you want to sit there, watch lectures or anything like that, you're not disturbing others. A neck pillow. This is something that will work wonders for you, whether it's the flight, whether it's the bus ride. You take that neck pillow out, use something that is comfortable to you. Some people, they like those neck pillows very tough. Some people, they like them very soft. Whatever it is, get something that's comfortable, because the one I like for myself, I like those memory foam ones, and I put my head, I lean it on one side, and I go to sleep. You want a neck pillow that can put you to sleep. Keep your passport and all other documents with you you on you in any of the transport. Your documents should not be going in your luggages. Anything that will not transport directly with you in your hand, your passport and your important documents should not be in there during travels. You don't really need your Nusuk card, but you should have it with you because expect some check posts as well too on the way. Some people may be looking to take the train for Medina. You can do a quick Google search. That's type in sar.hhr.sa. You can just visit the site directly too, but you can type it on Google. Book directly from the site. Number one, it's not just about it being cheap. It's you're going directly to the service provider for it. So if you are trying to book a Haramain Railways a train from Medina to Makkah, there are less complications at this time, but expect a couple of things to happen, especially when you are departing on your own to go to the train station. You should know all these facts before you book the train. Visit the website, book from the official website, make your life easier. You will be liable for your transport. If your package does not include the train, you are liable for your transport from the hotel to the train station. And then when you arrive in Medina, your transportation from the train station to the hotel. Trains do have some restrictions, so you are only allowed one luggage and one hand carry. They will not let you take more than that, so plan accordingly. Expect to walk to find a taxi to the train station. So it really depends on which hotel you're staying in. If you're like right next to the haram, sometimes some of the hotels, the concierge service will let you know whether they have any of their own transport services available. They do charge a little bit more than just grabbing a cab from outside, but in Hajj time, it can literally mean walking maybe a mile. You don't know how far you may have to go. It's best to just take the services from there. There's also some shuttle options too. So if anyone is trying to go this route, please approach your guide or someone so they can guide you further, where you can actually take a shuttle to the train station in Makkah. The shuttle is located basically, we covered this in a previous session. The shuttle is the shuttle. There is another shuttle location located next to Jabal Umar, Jabal Kaaba. It's one of the shuttle stations in near the extension of the Haram, near the Jerval area. So on the route there is a station over there that is specifically to take you to the train station. You can also utilize that as well too. If you arrive before the group, keep this fact in mind too. If you arrive before the check-in time, you will not get your room keys. And in some cases, you may have to wait till the group arrives. But in most cases, inshallah, you will get the room keys. Service provider staff is there. Once the guide arrives, they are mostly assisting. But in some cases, you may have to wait for the group leader to arrive as well too. So, like I mentioned, this is a short session. Sheikh Suban, if you would like to coordinate the Q&A, inshallah, and we can jump into it, even if you may have answered, I would
Sure.
I would really like to still jump on the questions so other people who may be watching this, they can benefit from those questions as well.
So there's a question: instead of second check-in bag, can we replace that with another Zamzam bottle, and in fact have two Zamzam bottles that way? They're flying with Saudi Airlines, and they want to know who they should contact. And also, can the Saudi Airlines staff at JFK answer that, or at Jeddah?
Is that one questions or is that
It's one question with multiple in the same question.
all right, let me take this one by one. So instead of the second bag, you want to check another Zamzam. Honestly speaking, it's a hit or a miss, meaning that they may allow you and they may not allow you. There's no exact answer to it. It all depends on the agent who is checking you in. I have had instances where I was short like all my luggages and I was able to check in a Zamzam. I just had a hand carry with me. And there were instances where I had one luggage available and I told them, can you please check this in? And they just flat out refused to actually check in the Zamzam. So it's really one of those situations where honestly, I cannot really advise you on to do it or not to do it. But there is no harm in trying. You know, you always want to make sure that you can bring more Zamzam back. Honestly, I try to max out on the Zamzam. I always keep some stock of Zamzam at home. There's always someone, cancer patients, someone is really sick, and I will just give like a whole bottle to them. So this is something where you want to give out the Zamzam so many people can benefit from it. But when it comes to the second bag, it's something that is hit or miss, and that's with any airline, not just Saudi. Ask if you don't care about the 12 and a half reals. Some people, they worry about it too much. Just buy two Zamzams, take it. Worst case scenario, somebody forgot to buy a Zamzam, you can give that second Zamzam to them if they don't let you check it in. Can we get the next question, Sheikh Suban, or the second part of this
Yes.
question?
The second part of the uh, question was, I think you already answered it, of who's, if they're flying with Saudi, who they contact, and also you already answered the question, third one as well too. Can we purchase Zamzam at airport to be shipped to different destination? My flight goes to Amman, then after a few days I go to the US. I prefer Zamzam to be shipped directly to USA. Please advise.
So, generally speaking, like, they don't allow you to ship anything that has liquids, and Saudi specifically is very strict. So, I'm gonna give you like a random example. I know this may not apply to you country-wise, but just I'm just using this as an example. Let's say your route is you're traveling out from JFK, New York. You're going to Jeddah. You complete your Hajj. You're traveling out of Jeddah, and let's say you're going to Sheikh Salman, just give me a destination so I can use it in this example. Let's say you're going to Egypt, Cairo, and you have a couple of days and then you're returning back home. If it's one ticket, they will allow you the Zamzam. If it's Saudi airline, they will also check it in. It's not a problem. So I would suggest to actually take it there, check it in, and you can take it back home. But the shipment option does not work out for Zamzam. You can ship your luggages, but not your Zamzam.
All right, Jazakallah. How many bottles of Zamzam we can purchase from the airport? And I think the next question as well too. Can I put extra water bottle in the luggage?
So, the last question I'm gonna answer all the way at the end when we're done with this meeting. But the one before that, how many bottles of Zamzam we can purchase? So generally speaking, like, they give you one Zamzam on one passport. It's 12 and a half reals. But you have to keep in mind, like if you go there, it's all on your confidence. You go, you give your passport. Can I get two Zamzam? They'll give you two Zamzam. But if you go there, oh, I'm one passenger traveling and I need two Zamzam, they're not going to give it to you. So you have to have some confidence. You don't need to lie. Just say, I need two Zamzams. Give the passport, they will scan it, and they'll give you two Zamzam. If there aren't any more questions, inshallah, I'm going to take that last question and I'm going to answer it after the recording.
If anyone has any other questions, inshallah, put them in the chat.
Sobat, you can do your Sheikh Soban, you can do your closing remarks, and then I'll end the recording, and then we can jump on the last question, inshallah.
All right, Jazakumullah khairan, brothers and sisters, for joining us. Inshallah, we have the next two parts of part 9 and 10. Inshallah, if you want to join that as well, we'll be sharing the link, as already has been shared in the chats. With that being said, Jazakumullah khairan.
Jazakallah khair for joining us. Inshallah, part 9 is for anyone that is in a Makkah first package only. Any Medina first people, they want to come and benefit, Bismillah, but that is meant for a Makkah first package. Jazakallah khair for joining. Inshallah, we look forward to bringing you more sessions. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.